Hello and welcome to this second in the series of training sessions for EDLounge Australia. My name's Chris Ramsden, Director of EDLounge here in Oz. In the last session we looked at the top 8 icons, and in this session we're going to be looking at the bottom 8 icons to give you further insight into EDLounge and its capabilities. The first icon on the bottom is one called Rewards and Certificates. By clicking on this we're able to actually give students money or points for their enterprises, or in fact even remove money or points should we feel that there have been issues going on in their life. What we can do is choose a student and go to their award certificate area. Here we can see ones that have been unclaimed, and down at the bottom we're able to award them a certificate according to different aspects. So we could give them a gold coursework effort, and that would be added to their file and their portfolio. They could print that off and add that to their portfolio at any time. So that's just one way of giving them further gratification for the work they've been doing. I'm going to go now to the report overview, fourth from the left. And this is a very straightforward way of being able to see aspects of an individual student and how they've been progressing. So if I filter into Year 8, it brings us up some of the students we've been familiar with from before. And coming across from the left here is a traffic light system which we employ, which basically was attributed to the grades we inputted at the beginning when we were up here in the Manage Users. If they have a red, it obviously sounds a note of caution and tells us that they're not performing at the level we either expect or anticipate. If we have a amber, that means they're on task. They're pretty much doing as we would expect them to be doing. And if it's a green, then we're really pretty happy. They're actually excelling, exceeding what we thought were their anticipated grades for the subject areas. Here is the pathway, which we looked at elsewhere. Here's coursework, which could be sort of stuff which you've uploaded and they've been working on. The total time they've actually been working in EDLounge, the last lesson that they studied, rewards that they've been gaining. If we then were to click on this report here, it gives us a breakdown of an individual student. So Sam Warnes gives us his current money and enterprise points, how far along the learning path we've said he is, how much time he's been working in lessons. Here's his grades, which would be much more if they would put more in, and here are the lessons he's actually studied. And two important ones here, idle time and duration. Tells us how long he's just been sat there not doing a great deal, and how long he's actually been working in the lesson, when he started it, when he finished it. Percentage for multiple choice, percentage for free text. It says waiting there because it's waiting to be marked, and his grade is therefore currently sitting on that 13%. And that tracks through all the work he's been doing. Down at the bottom we could actually go and analyse some of the aspects of the questions he's been working on. We could pick it through dates between, and you could actually select times for that to break down the graphical data even more. Back to that report overview. And if we were to go for Warnes again, guess we're getting familiar. He's in Year 8, of course. Filter results. And there he is. Basically here we can look at graphs, which again is going to give us straight to that aspect that we looked at the bottom of the other one. If we come back now from this area to graphical data, what this enables you to do is to actually interrogate questions and actually interrogate lessons. So what we're able to do is to look for the details of a particular lesson, for example. So here's Pythagoras, and for all the students that have actually worked on that Pythagoras, it gives us an understanding of how many people have got the right answer, how many people have got the wrong answer, the answers and how they should have been, details accordingly down the right hand side, and an ability to look at how it's worked out, how well that has been answered by the students who've actually answered the question. It could be your class, it could be a cohort of students. From that you're able to really look at target teaching, perhaps students, so we're able to filter by grades. Okay, so we could show by grade B, show grades. There's our B's down at the bottom here. Alright, so we could filter by above target, and tells us exactly which students are above target. On this situation, it's saying obviously if they're predicted on A, they're not going to be above that A, but the guys there are really showing good progress for us. Overall progress actually looks at the individuals, and here's where you can see that traffic light system applied across the subject areas, so you can see exactly how well they're doing. You could return to that original report which we looked at up here, and their chart is also available again through there, so we can get to any number of interrogative tools as we're moving through. Change password, I would think it would be fairly straightforward. Teacher admin is the situation where we have teachers who are in there. Teachers can actually see student login details, so that should anybody forget their password, they can be quickly accessed and gone back in and changed should you wish to. And then we have an head admin, who will be the key person at the school responsible for inputting teachers onto the database, and also then for managing them according to how well they've been doing, have they been in the marking. So potential there to keep up to date with information and assign classes, groups to particular users, assign to Harry Ramsden, manage students, where you could add students that are going to be in that grouping. So we might say, okay, Sam Warnes, you might want him to leave, so you could click on that icon there, and Sam Warnes has actually left the group. We could then ask him to join the group again. So ways of managing within and managed by you within the school, assisted by ourselves. This last button here, or next to the last button really, is a relief planning situation, which is brand new. Still, it will be coming on board in the very, very near future, which will give you the potential to actually use EDLounge as a facility to assist with planning relief, managing relief in your school, giving you massive potential to make great savings and make sure that work is uploaded by your teachers in advance or overnight when they're going to be sick, ensuring that they're actually working on quality work within EDLounge that they've set themselves, for example, and able to really motivate them by keeping that attributed to and working in their development of their businesses, their enterprises and their lifestyle. My last icon to show you is video tutorials, which is exactly that. Once you get in here, it's what I've been talking to you here really quite quickly, covered in different and in more depth. We also have two manuals which you'll be able to access and print out, a teacher's manual and a student's manual, to talk you through the aspects of those areas, and qualifications booklets which would explain to you how you can get qualified, how those qualifications would link with the AQF qualification format. The qualifications which you can get on using EDLounge are validated by Pearson's and Edexcel, an international body which is here in Australia, actually managed by a gentleman called Anton Barnett Harris in Melbourne. So you could look him up on Pearson's Edexcel should you wish, but also you could access that through us. That concludes the second session on teacher maintenance of the platform. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you on the student side.